I just made a doomsday video about why 10K Bitcoin is a serious possibility. I'm going to follow up to that video with this one to show you that what we have just experienced with flirting around with the low 30Ks could have been an ultimate low or a macro low, very likely to be retested. And what we're about to see over the next few months, February, March, April, is grinding up and out of that to lead into a next bull phase, which could be more exciting than what we just saw from 12K to 64K and then from 40K to 69K. It could be the big kahuna. Let's dive into it. This should be so much more fun because this is potentially long-term bullish, I know, and I haven't been making bullish videos recently, so let's dive in. Here we go. The same band that I had on the last doomsday video, but this is a different time frame, the 2-day chart. I have the 2-day chart on with this band and origin line. See all these lines going right here? And I am going to highlight the origin line right here to make it a different color because this is the mega kahuna origin line, and I'm going to make it bright blue. You should be able to see it there. And down here, I have essentially a volatility indicator. Volatility is low when this indicator is down low on the chart down here, and volatility is high when it's up here. It's independent of direction, so volatility can be high while price is going down or while price is going up. But typically when it's low, that means price is inching sideways, either sideways and down or sideways and up or just stablecoin sideways, stuff to that degree. Now what you can see here is taking off price to make this even easier. Market cycle low was when this band was flirting with the blue line. Market cycle low was when this band was flirting with the blue line. What are we getting here? The band and current price action is maybe a month and a half away from flirting with the blue line, but put price back on, you can see that ultimate lows. So this is 2014 here, and this is late 2018, early 2019 here. The ultimate low was made well before that band was flirting with the lows. And what happened was price in those two cases, price simply rode along that blue line in both cases as that band got closer and closer. So let's zoom in to what's been happening currently. I'm going to zoom into that area. And if one of those ends up happening, look what price is doing. Do you think it's a coincidence it's at that blue line and trying to hold on for dear life? No, it's not. This is the mega kahuna origin line, I'm telling you. It is the big one. And that's why it was a little scary that we were going so far below it and closing below it, then closing another 2-day below it. But it looks like things are going to try to come up into this band. Maybe hit the bottom side, maybe get in the middle, and then come back down and ride this line. And as all of that's happening, allowing this band to get closer, it will allow the volatility to get lower on this chart down here, which has been essentially, I guess requirement is not the right word, but which is what has been the signature of it finally moving up and out and into its next bull phase. You can see right at this point, the indicator, I'll zoom into that indicator at that point, the indicator bottomed out on the 2-day chart. Look, it got all the way down to 0 reads. And before it got down to 0 reads, if I can get back to my dang chart here, before it got down to 0 reads, what happened in price was it came up and got into the band, came back down, and then started riding the blue line, and all of that action created generally low volatility for that time frame. Same for late 2018, 2019 right here. Price hit the blue line, just like we're doing now, came back up, hit the band, right? Hit this red band, and then price went back to the blue line, which all of that price action allowed the volatility to get down low, and then it creeped itself out of that area, and then it flipped the band blue. Let's take a look at current. Look how high volatility is down there, though. Here, let's take a look right here. Volatility has a long way to go, right? See this? So if anything historically similar to history happens, this volatility might need to edge itself down, which means you get some bouncies up, which are very tradable. I mean, altcoins can go up 40 and 50% in that time and then come back down, meet the blue line, allow this over the next, month or two to come down. And then if volatility comes down on the 2-day at that time, as, the band is hit, comes back down to the blue, I think it is a strong possibility that what we are seeing is we are grinding out of the lows. It's a little too early to tell on this time frame. And again, this time frame definitely, it definitely disagrees with the 5-day, the same indicator, but on the 5-day. The 5-day says this shit's about ready to come down, right? But this is saying this could be a market cycle low, like a macro low. It really could. It's setting itself up to be. And what I'm going to show you next is a lot of folks, including myself, think that this, the way the market's moving is more similar to what happened in 2019, 2020, when price went up to here and came down, maybe minus coronavirus, but more of a wave type of structure. And even in that case, what I'm about to show you is it's also looking like under those parameters, we are close or have already hit a macro low under those conditions. Whether the previous, 4-year cycles are maintained or not, under both cases, it looks like it's a possible setup for a macro low. And I'm going to dive into that here in just a second. But before we do, make sure that you make sure that you go ahead and hit the like button for you. It's for me. It's going to continue it's going to continue me. Like I could keep breathing. Now it's going to help me continue making videos for you. And also make sure you leave me a comment down below. Make it random. It helps out the algo. Please take a quick moment to do that for me now that your phone is vertical. And if you are new to my channel, this is time-sensitive information typically, so make sure that bell is hit and you select all alerts after you subscribe. And let's dive into this video so I can show you the second case here, where it looks, even if you argue, okay, 4-year cycles are over, this lengthening cycle, even under lengthening cycle, which I'm a fan of, been a proponent of maybe since April, when I independently kind of discovered this. Even under those cases, it looks like this could be potentially forming a macro bottom. Here we go. Let's dive in. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I provide frequent Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency updates. Cosas verdes too. Turn on your camera and microphone and ask me questions directly and live up to 8 times a week. Links to the Discord community within the description section of all my videos. If online communities are not your thing, but you want exclusive content up and above and way beyond up in the clouds, up higher than what I offer on YouTube, hit the join button below this video and another descriptive video will pop up explaining your options. All right, I guess I'm on the left-hand side now. All right, let's say that massive runs up with blow-off tops, right? Parabolic cycles are over, which I really think they are for Bitcoin most likely. And what we're about ready to see is movement like this for most of the rest of Bitcoin history. Let's say this becomes the way Bitcoin moves. Take a look. Let me take off price. Look what happened there. Look how this corrected. Big blue push, big blue push. So this is 2019. The run up from 3,200 to 14,000. Watch. And this is our current cycle, our current bull run right here, okay? Right here. And I'm going to compare these two. Look. Blue push. Blue push. Flipped red. Flipped red. Little wave to the upside. Wave to the upside where it flipped blue. Flip back red a second time. Flip back red a second time. And this is independent of this blue line, even though they both happened roughly at the blue line. And if you measure not price, but the band itself from the top of the blue down to the bottom of the red is about 26%. Okay? And check it out. If it's anything, close to being similar, top of the blue, down here, it's about 30%. So technically, from the height of that second little baby push up, we've gone down farther, Okay, Bitcoin has gone down farther, which you'd also expect because the blue push up was a little higher. But this is also indicating if anything similar to this structure, big blue push, flip red, flip blue, flip red, big blue push, flip red, flip blue, flip red. If anything like that is going to be similar, this is saying it could be about done. And because this blue put the second little baby push relative to this one, okay, the head fake before coronavirus, because it went higher, therefore this move down doesn't have to go so far below the blue line because this one did not get much above the blue line. So put price back on. We have extra support from a structural standpoint, this blue origin line here, which could hold up price. And it looks like it has a strong chance, okay, even under the parameters of this, without a blow off top, it's still, it still kind of gives a strong option that it has a chance to bounce around here and then make a market cycle push even bigger, even bigger than these two, bigger than this one and this small push here. It could be setting itself up for a monumental push. Now, again, diving back into here though, I'm going to dive back into this section here. Or no, right here. We're going to zoom in. And again, what this could mean is something to this effect where you have, bounces up in that band. Then the band comes back down and squeezes price on the blue. And then you start working your way out. And then you get above the band, something to this effect. Let me make this a different color. Let's make it green. And all of that could be happening as, in this case, let's take a look here. Where is my brush? Anyway, all of that could be happening as this band is coming here, and then volatility is getting low as price bounces in and out of this band, and then it comes up and really starts taking off. And that could mean that Bitcoin starts getting hot in just about, a month and a half. Within this type of analysis. And again, there are multiple types of analyses. And so here's the point. So Tim, some of your analysis saying straight down, some say straight up, and this is, you probably have another one that says sideways. Yes, that's always the case. Could go up, could go down, it could go sideways. But here's the thing. Because of that origin line and the way this band is, all three of those are pretty close to equal options right now in terms of statistical probabilities. So it might look or sound silly to say, yeah, those are the three things that could happen, of course. But here's the thing. Now that we've done these different analyses, doomsday down to 10K, or that could have been the bottom, but with a little bit of low volatility for the next month and a half. Now that we know what it looks like, we know what to look for when one is activated. That's why it's important to run these analyses, even though your analysis says could go up, could go down, could go sideways. Yes. But the fact is that with that analysis, even though our probabilities aren't good enough to bet on one of those yet, we know when the probabilities will flip because we know what we're looking for. Do you see the difference? I get those comments all the time, and people think it's usually noobs. I mean, they're definitely noobs who come on and say, you could go up, could go down, could go sideways. I get it. I understand how crazy it sounds. The benefit of it is you know what to look for when your probabilities give you an edge on one of those three options. Do you see what I'm saying? You know exactly what you're looking for. So when you go hunting, okay, that's a sort of a lot of gun and animal rights. Sorry for those people who are against that stuff. But for example, imagine you're starving and you need to go find your food and hunt for it, right? When you go out, you could go home with nothing. You could go home with a great meal, or you could go home with something in between where you saw some berries. That's kind of like price moving sideways. When you go hunting, those are the three options, up, down, or sideways, right? And you don't know when your probabilities are going to change until you're out there and things start developing. And that's where we are with this Bitcoin analysis from a macro standpoint. Like Bitcoin is on the edge. It is on the brink of, it's flirting with macro moves, and it could go up, could go down. And now we know what we're looking for, particularly with that blue master origin line, which I have manually drawn. So that it's not a trading view type of thing that you can put on there. That's a very common question. But we know exactly what we're looking for. And this is equivalent to, Bitcoin price right now of us. We are almost to our deer stand, essentially. If you're hunting or wherever you're shooting, trying to catch shoot a turkey or whatever in the fall in northern hemisphere. We are almost to our hunting spot, and we can't quite tell. That's what Bitcoin's doing right now. Hopefully that is making sense. Hopefully that analogy doesn't suck too much, but it's kind of aligns with eating and providing or not. And again, but within Bitcoin, the cool thing is, though, there is a lot of money to be made to the downside. That is the one benefit in that analogy that Bitcoin and crypto has over going hunting. Because when you go hunting and you come up empty, you're truly empty-handed. But when Bitcoin goes down, there is a lot of money to be made. And those are the things that we're looking for as this progresses throughout the months here. Obviously, within YouTube, the very general nature of the macro move, I will keep update on this, and I'll keep my eyeball on this with this band, with the master origin line. We'll take a look at whether or not we're going to break down or not. And if you didn't catch why the price of Bitcoin could easily hit 10K using the same indicator on a different time frame, you need to watch this video right here. It's essentially the opposite of this video. And then if you want to learn how to set up a chart just like mine, best 28 minutes you can spend in crypto if you're new, go ahead and click this video right here. If you're new to my channel, click subscribe, the circle right here in the middle, and you just got 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣𝙚 worldwide. Peace.